pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Chance, look over the minutes.
I do have a correction, I was not here.
Oh, sorry.
Your
vote, everything's 4-0.
I know your vote counts fine, but you sure was here, so,
I'll fix that.
thank you. So I'll make a motion to approve the minutes with the correction.
Second, any other discussion on minutes? All the favors with the correction?
Aye.
Got a chance to look through the claims.
We had 12,000 we spent on vehicle maintenance repair. What was that for?
That was at, sewer jet. Back truck.
That's just a payment on it. Is that payment
It
on
was
It was a
repair.
repair.
Right, okay, that's right. Okay, I remember
It was
that.
in the minutes anyway.
Yep. Move to approve.
Second it, all in favor. Which brings me to, real quickly, the truck, the former, back truck, sweeper, everything. We need to get that on the internet. We do have an issue now. We got a starter out of it. So do you guys want to stick a starter in it or sell it as it?
Probably would sell better, but start.
I talked to Stephen Davis. He said he could put that on the gov
Okay,
thing, do better probably.
we've got it and we got the sewer jet.
So,
What do you want from them? That's, people need to know that.
The town already has an account.
I don't know. I just want rid of them.
Think you'll want to?
It's already out of town. We just need the information.
What did I find out the other day? Sewer jet has 300 and some hours on it. Truck has 3,000 miles on it.
oh my gosh. But it's got issues.
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen anything online that are comparable or even close to like 5 grand, 10 grand, 20 grand?
It'll be worth 10 grand anyway.
Huh?
It'll be worth 10 anyway.
Let's put it out there for 10 grand.
Is that with putting a starter on it?
Yeah.
That's the back truck?
I mean, you gotta have, it's gotta run itself.
Gotta run.
It's gotta run itself.
You know, I'm trying to pick the starter up tomorrow. I told him hold off till we talk about it.
Sewer jet, it's not great shape, is it?
It's just, it is what it is.
2,500.
Yeah, kind of, I was in 25 to 35, as is. 25 to 3,500, as is.
Okay. We'll get them on tomorrow.
All right.
Okay. Since we got that out of the way, let's just move on with this annexation thing to get going.
Sure. On November 5, thank you, Mr. President, the Advisory Plan Commission considered a petition for voluntary annexation of real estate. The petition comes to the council with a favorable recommendation. This is the petitioner of the Shelbyville Christian Fellowship. Mr. Barry J. Grant is here and signed the petition. And it's an annexation of property that actually sort of squares up the boundaries of this community. The petitioner understands that the only services available at this time are first response, police, fire, etc. There is no water, there is no sewer. That's acceptable to the petitioner. And if the recommendation of the Advisory Plan Commission is accepted, I have a simple ordinance, granting the annexation. And there's legal description and diagram attached to the petition. Is there any questions? I try and field those.
I'll make a motion, we pass the ordinance, accept it, move forward with the annexation.
Second, Morale, any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, and Morgan's gonna fix the correct ordinance number. Do you know that off the top of your head?
Nope, but I can get
Okay,
it.
that's fine. You all need to sign this. Morgan can fix the ordinance number, so you're ready to go tonight. Then, for your records, there is the petition.
Thank you.
Congratulations, you're part of Morristown.
So do I need to have this?
Have to do as a test. All right, thank you.
Welcome, Barry. So we're ready for the next thing, Barry?
Yeah.
Next thing I got on here is insurance for Amy Carpenter.
Hi, I'm Amy Carpenter. I help small employers, individuals, and folks over 65 with insurance. And when I say insurance, I mean health, dental, vision, life. I don't mean car, business, okay, the benefit side. My daughter and my son-in-law recently moved to Morristown a few years ago, and you guys have been so accepting of them and grasping them. I talked to Morgan and I was like, I'd love to take a look at your benefits, and she was like, oh, that'd be great because we need some help. And so I'd just like to go over what I would recommend, at least, if nothing else, as a 3-5 year plan until you get to be a healthier group, okay? So if you want to take out the presentation, I will be very quick, or I will try to, okay? So I'm going to tell you stuff that you already know. You guys presently have 6 employees that are in your medical plan. Your annual spend, including your HSA contribution, is $212,000 a year. That averages to $35,000 per employee. You offer one plan, no choice. We have large claims. You are under 50, so you wouldn't have to offer insurance if you didn't want to. You offer it for all the other reasons that you offer insurance and you want to maintain it. So that's where I come in to try to help you. The chart on the next page, I've copied from what Morgan gave me, so I'm not verifying each and every line. But you are currently with Allstate, you are level funded, which means you are taking on a little bit of the risk. You're paying $3,000 to an HSA. You are getting a 17.61% increase to the 212,000. You could do a plan design change that would make your employees have more out of pocket, and you could get down to saving 2 points. United Healthcare provided a quote. They're astronomical. Anthem declined to quote due to your health history. That's all the markets that exist in Indiana on the group side. The next just lays out your costs. I did break it out by employee, employer. You will notice dead center right now, you guys, including your HSA contribution, spend $12,800 a month. Just keep that number in mind. It is going to 13.2 if you do nothing. The proposed plan is going to provide you guys with savings. It's going to provide your employees with savings. It's going to give them more choice. Let them pick more of what they want. It's going to make this whole renewal process be so much easier. And it's fully ACA compliant. We can decrease the cost to $129,000 with the savings of $60,000 with the potential for more. I wish I should have numbered my pages. But I'm to where it says proposed plan ICRA. So in 2020, there was a law written, it was called the Individual Coverage Health Reimbursement Account, which said employers, if you want to, instead of playing in this market over here that you play in this renewal process, and so much of it is based on your claims, etc., if you don't want to do that, you can take the funds that you were going to spend and give them to your employees and let them go to the individual market and buy plans off the individual market. Okay? Still a group plan. Employee deductions still come out pre-tax. The employees are given a education. There's more carriers. There's more options. Okay? Since 2020, the carriers have improved their plans. And I know everybody's heard nightmares, subsidies, healthcare, individual healthcare skyrocketing. I know we've all heard that. But an ICRA doesn't run through that same field. There are plans that are made just for ICRAs, so it's not even dealing with the subsidies. Because it's a group health plan, it's not really the individual market. The ICRA is just the tool, okay? So the next slide kind of tells you the differences. Right now, you guys have to pick the insurance company, and you have to pick the plan design. You have to hope your employees like it. You pay 70% of the total cost. And depending on what your employees do, their costs are either really low or can be quite extensive. Annual cost increases, that 17%, you're not going to eat it all. You're going to make your employees eat their portion because you can't afford what you've got. It would give you more carriers. People can choose what kind of plan they want. Maybe they don't need a PPO which says you can go to any doctor anywhere in this country. Maybe you're better with a plan that says you go to major. And if you're someplace else, you get treated if you're in an emergency. Maybe one of your employees would like to have a plan where they can get their prescriptions for $3. All right. The true test. So you've got a copy of a quote on the left-hand side. But if you look at the next slide, so this is the richest plan. This is enrolling all 6 people and their family members in the richest plan on the market. It is a $300 deductible and a $3,000 out of pocket with doctor office copays. Pretty rich. Total cost of it, the total is $12,000 and $12,067. Remember that number I told you to remember? You guys could fund the entire premium for the richest plan that's available for your employees, and you would still be saving money. Now, I don't really recommend that, and if there's employees in the room, they shouldn't get those crazy ideas. But I think it drives home the point that for right now, you guys are not in the right market. You need to be in the individual market with you guys funding it for your employees, okay? If you go to the next page, this is a low-cost gold plan, okay? I don't know the specifics, I can tell you it, but your plan isn't a gold plan. Your plan right today is a silver plan. So this would be very close. It's a low-cost gold plan. You can see the cost difference. It's a $10,000 plan. If you paid 90% of that premium, you would still be saving $3,600 a year, a month. Employees would save $3,500. Their cost would go down to $1,287 a month. And then not all employees will pick this plan. Some employees don't need that rich of a benefit. This last plan would be the one that I think would make most sense because it's paying the premium at a 70%, which is what you do today, right? So pay 70% of the richest plan. You guys still save $3,700 a month. Your employees save $1,500 a month. And they're in a really, really, really good plan. Next year, when renewal comes around, we take a look at the marketplace. We can always look at the group market, see what it says, because it's still the easy, same process we just went through, if that's what you want to do. But my guess is we'll look at the updates to the rates, and you guys will say, well, God, that's 2% or 1%, or renewals become substantially easier. And so the important part, you hire a vendor, you hire a company, I use Leeway, and they provide the tools to help your employees pick the right plan. There's 157 plans out on the marketplace. So I personally would sit with each one this year, unless they didn't need me to, but I just got done doing some today. Let's sit down one-on-one, let's look at your drugs, your doctors. Let's make sure we're getting a plan that works best for you and your family members. Okay, each person. Now they could do it on their own if they so wanted. It's all electronic. And then you still make a deduction, a tax deduction. Morgan gets one bill, just like she pays today. Employees don't have to worry about paying the premium, coverage lapsing, because it's all being done for them. If they have a change of family circumstance, they make the change. Just like the group plan, because it really is a group plan. I'd like to say you guys get a tax deduction for it, but I never quite know about government, if you get that deduction or not. But anyways, I mean, it's a true group plan. Okay? So, it is 11:12. We're running out of time. Okay? We still have time to do this, but a decision should be made fairly quickly. And really, the biggest decision that you guys need to make, other than yes, let's do this, is what the contribution is. Do you want to pick one of the ones I've given you? Is there something else that I could give you to help you make a better decision on which one to do? But that would be the big next step. There's paperwork. We'd want to make sure we got dental, vision, life, all that, wrapped in a nice little tight package. Combined, I use combined instead of Aflac. I know we didn't talk about that. Their products are so much better and cheaper. I don't know if your folks have that, but we would roll out a nice package of, here's your employee benefits. Here's how much your employer is giving for it. Let's enroll you in what you need to be enrolled in.
Is there a way we can see what the plans cover or what we need before they make a decision? Because I searched like 3 different plans and they don't cover half the stuff that we need.
Absolutely, we can look at some plans.
And the cost for us is going to be astronomical. There's no way to do that.
The cost to what?
Like the deductibles being $6,000 a person, and
Okay, well, the plans that we've recommended, the deductible's $300.
We also we went online, searched plans. We found that by running the different plans that we have to pay out of pocket. Then we have to wait for the insurance to approve whatever we spend to get reimbursed, if they see that we should be reimbursed.
when we were Googling the ICRA information, we have to pay out of pocket
No,
instead of
no,
fees.
no, you do not.
Instead online.
No, okay, so when ICRA started, that is kind of the way they worked. It is a reimbursement plan, a health reimbursement account. But through leeway, you don't do it that way. You're not going to use your money on anything but premium. Okay? And you're going to get enough money. I mean, again, I showed a $300 plan, and technically they can pay all the premium. That's up to them, but so then you're in the insurance plan, and because you've got a $300 plan with a $3,000 out of pocket, which is less than what you have today, it should work for you. Now,
Not if your doctor's not covered.
well, every doctor has got to be in a network. It's law. I couldn't tell you which law.
Yeah, but
They may not be in all of them. So I am more than happy we can more than happy to look at those to make sure. I understand that that's part of the problem. Not problem, part of the picture. And I'm more than happy to sit with you and look, show you what we've got, okay? I can show you before any kind of contribution. We can do math. They're gonna pay 70% of that premium.
So on the plan, the last one on here,
Uh-huh.
the total employee cost, $3,290, that's what we have to pay a month?
That's everybody. That's all combined. Right now, you're paying $5,000.
Okay. Yeah, I just need someone to
So see,
I was looking at this, and it was like $10,000 out of pocket, and.
there are plans that have a $10,000 out of pocket. That is absolutely accurate. That is not what I have proposed to them. Okay? I'm not saying somebody in this room or one of the employees might not say, I don't care, give me that. But it's not what I've suggested that you base contribution on. Because I didn't have to, because the savings were so much. But I do want to make sure that you guys are covered. So when we're done, if I could get your name and some information, or maybe we could do a Zoom call, a Teams meeting or something where we're all on a phone and we can look at my screen and where I can come out to Morristown and.
Well, and also just for information, we checked the meds that were families currently taking.
Okay.
And some of them, we would be out of pocket $18,000 a month.
Again, the plan that we picked has a 3,000 maximum out of pocket.
Yeah, that's just one medicine, that's $18,000 a month.
The plan that we've it's a group plan, $3,000 max out of pocket. I don't know what.
If it's covered.
If it's covered. But the medicine wasn't covered.
Well, then we need to, and is it covered today?
Yes.
Okay, so then we need to look at that. I, again, not had a drug not be covered, something always has to take it. There's laws, they can't put the marketplace out there and it not be able to provide what the people need. And I know that what you need is not out of the I mean, it may not be all of us needing it, but people need it, so always one carrier has to have it.
You know what would probably really be good is to keep good employees, I've gotta keep good insurance.
Absolutely, that's,
That's bottom line.
mhm.
You probably ought to sit down with these employees.
That's what I just said, yeah,
And go through everything with them.
yep,
And then I will lean towards what they're gonna spend. That's.
what they're gonna spend, absolutely.
It's not like we're destitute here.
Mhm.
That's, so I want to keep good employees.
Yep.
I want these employees taken care of.
Yep,
Hancock Health is doing something, like Hancock Health went to this kind of a setup this year, starting next year. Everybody has to go on, they plug in their doctors, their medicines, their, all their information, and then it gives them all of these plan options, and Hancock Health is giving us so much money per person, per family. Some of our people are paying nothing.
right,
As far as their premiums, because the plan they picked, what Hancock is putting in is covering it.
Right.
Others have to contribute. It
But I think
depends.
it's still a thing with employees and these.
Yeah, it's,
We give them choice, we put some control in their hands, I think it's better. Better
There's,
situation to be in, if you have choices to make.
Well, so far, every plan we've checked does not cover anything that we currently have.
It only covers like half of our doctors, they only have like 2 medications.
Yeah,
I-
it sounds like something you'd have to work on
Yeah.
to find out.
there's
yeah,
a huge
let's talk.
of information written on these plans, and commentary is pro, commentary is
He is, yes.
negative.
Mhm.
I mean, in simplest terms, all you're doing is saying, we're not gonna buy your insurance anymore, you're gonna buy it, and we're gonna give you the money to do it.
But it's a group.
That's
it's still,
really
yeah,
the way
it's
it
still
works.
technically group.
But then they need to better understand it.
But then they have to,
They own up on it.
and again, commentary, group plans frequently are broader in coverage and so on, although it's a big battle on cost, deductibles and so on. One of the arguments in favor is it educates employees as to the workings of insurance. But a counter to that is, on the part of employees, pardon my language, it's a real pain in the ass. So, I think, Mr. President, your suggestion is precisely the way to go. Let the town's employees truly investigate this and determine whether it's feasible to meet their needs.
You guys all right with that?
No problem at all. Now, it's up to, everybody to talk to, we're gonna talk to her,
Yeah, he talked to her
they've gotta make that happen.
ASAP.
Like, we gotta make a decision by
Yeah, so,
15th of December.
It's
Well-
the end of the enrollment.
well, that's when the individual enrollment finalizes. We've got a whole bunch to do before then. I mean, if you guys can talk tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's get you figured out first, because if we can't help you, I'm not saying, I'm just surprised. So if we can't help you, then it's probably not a discussion. I probably don't need to talk to anybody else, correct?
Well, maybe Josh, he was having problems too with his other medications.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay, so we can, so you guys, let's get your name and number, let's plan to talk tomorrow. If there's another employee that you can think of,
And they can be made available anytime you want to.
Yeah.
yeah. And then, as soon as we either assuage your concerns or we say nay, then you guys can make a decision and we can get moving,
Okay,
okay?
sounds great.
Thank you, Amy.
Great,
And your
thank you.
Your recommendation on the plan so far?
Yeah, I think you should do the, 70%, because that's what you do today, on the richest plan available, so it's the one that's the 12,067 a month.
The platinum level plan?
Yep, the platinum level.
I just paid our last bill and it was like 18.5.
per month.
Now, it could change if their situation is different.
That's absolutely correct. That's absolutely correct,
We can read up on.
okay?
Okey-doke.
Thank you so
Thank you.
very much, pleasure meeting you all, thank you, Morgan.
Multiple problems with what we've said in the last insurance.
And I want to say that
And
our
our
employees have struggled a little bit,
doctor's best.
going, well, my doctor's not on this plan, but they're on this plan, or, you know, I don't
Plans too.
But they have had one-on-one meetings with the group that is
Yeah.
presenting this to us. And they help them work through those questions. So, I'm not saying right or wrong, I'm just saying Hancock has gone to it, and so I've already seen how some of it's working. I don't take their insurance because Steve's insurance is better. But I've worked through it with, I've watched some of the others do it.
I just like that. you-
Some of them are paying nothing out of pocket for their premiums because what Hancock is giving them is covering it all and they're not, nothing's coming out of
And if
insurance.
they can come to a better plan, that's fine.
But they've got
And they have to make sure
choice
we're
within
covered.
that group. I think just gives them more choices.
We don't all have to have
Instead
the
of us
same
being locked
insurance.
in the same thing every
So if
time.
they can work it out, if they can find a plan that works.
And again, it's up to our people. They've got to do some work. They said they suck, but
There's the ones that gotta call out at midnight to go fix it.
exactly.
This is my favorite doctor.
That's good.
Right.
What
Good
else?
idea. Trying.
Next is landlord penalty status.
I'm gonna run through everything,
That's fine.
one after another. Okay, landlord penalty status. I don't wanna go into a lot of details, but the legal issue is, can we make a claim based upon properties or the landlord? There's one problem child in the community, and we'd like to rehabilitate them, and that's kind of an interesting question. I've researched it, I haven't made a final determination. But I want to assert the largest legitimate penalty that we can. Landlord rental cap ordinance. I read that to mean that there was a question posed by Counselor Henderson, and I did prepare a memorandum, which I said I'd have it ready on November 5. Some of you were at the Plan Commission meeting and have that memorandum. I don't think Ralph has it, I don't think Tammy has it. Did you get it? Well, I got plenty of copies. So, I can summarize this briefly, all right? Christie, you got one?
Oh, this is the one that,
Yeah. This is the issue with Canyon.
what town was looking at this?
Fishers.
Fishers.
So,
Right.
the quick story is this. In Indiana, my research reveals, and this is covered in the press, there is only one community that has passed such an ordinance, and that is the city of Fishers. And their ordinance does not go into effect until 2026. What it does is limit rental properties on a percentage basis in subdivisions. And the feeling being, or the policy behind it is to preserve the quality of your community spirit and so on. You don't want everything to be a rental. It's very much a mixed bag. it's untested in Indiana. There's no doubt that Fisher's ordinance will be met with challenges legally when it goes into effect. One of the problems that I envision for Morristown, and it's just an issue of practicality, it's pretty easy if you've got a subdivision, you know, it's happy acres and you've got 120 homes, then you can say not more than 10%. Morristown's not laid out like that. And I think that trying to demarc, design the geographic areas that this would apply to would be somewhat difficult unless you said all of Morristown. But again, that's pushing the envelope. So what you have here is a discussion of the law, citation of case law that's relevant, and then you have a copy of the Fisher's ordinance. Any questions?
Brian, I seen another one where they, it was in Indiana, but they did it by city block.
I haven't seen that one. I couldn't find any.
It was a recent one that came up, that they had adapted it to an actual town.
Okay,
town
well,
city.
this is, you know, it was presented on November 5, but the work was done before that, so there could be new developments. If you can find the name of the community.
I do know another option that was presented to break it down into communities.
You did mention that we need to kind of keep an eye on this, not.
Well,
jump all over
my
into it, see how it
suggestion
goes.
is,
Yeah.
let's see how it goes for Fishers and then take it out.
I don't want to get into something.
In the words of one of my
Shut down.
colleagues, it's always good to be on the cutting edge, but not necessarily the bleeding edge.
Bleeding edge, that was the quote, yes, I remember that.
Then next, again, this falls under legal. You will recall at the last regularly scheduled meeting, we were approached by a 8-person youth football league. I was asked to examine potential issues of liability vis-a-vis the community. And so I have yet another legal memorandum for you. Bottom line is there's a lot of protections afforded by the Tort Claims Act. There is an Indiana statute that provides some protection to governmental entities on so-called recreational uses where there is no fee charged. So, you know, I guess I would say this. It can be done with limited risk to the community, but it is always virtually impossible to eliminate all risk. But this discusses the law and provides a roadmap. And again, if you have questions, not too much legalese in there. And I believe that's all I have on legal this evening. If there's any questions, oh, wait, there's more. This is just a matter of procedure. At the meeting of the Redevelopment Commission this evening, the 2026 annual spending plan for the Morristown Redevelopment Commission was approved. Similar to the plan in prior years, state statute says this will be sent to the Department of Local Government Finance and should also be presented to the presiding officer of the town. Mr. President, I'd like to present to you the Redevelopment Commission spending plan. That's all I have. Thank you.
So everybody want to chew on this for a while and think it over?
The liability, yeah.
Does this youth football team have their own insurance, their own?
They have a policy.
They said they had a
Yeah.
$1 million policy at the last meeting.
And honestly, you insulate yourself from liability with the least amount of entanglement possible. But $1 million in coverage is not much this day and age.
Yeah. Or we require doing in catering, still $1 million if you do more. I mean, I think that's an issue. When you do catering, what do you guys pay? I mean, we got $1 million policy. We got $1 million policy just.
For catering.
And we serve liquor. Now, we were on the edge of saying, well, maybe we gotta bump that because one car accident, one drink too many, you know. You gotta keep that in mind. Just putting it out there.
That's something I think we all sit down and really look at.
That's not gonna be an issue we fix in a short time.
No.
It just can't happen that way. We got too many variables.
You know, there's just too much here to try to digest.
I apologize, I jumped around in the agenda again.
Well, long get through it.
That's what I like, jump around.
Old business generator folks.
I haven't talked to
For
them
the
this week.
ATM.
Did meet with the
Superintendent.
bank guys.
Oh, different.
They've
At
got,
First Merchants for the
yeah, they've got
ATM.
this all laid out to put the machine in here hopefully by January 1st. They're gonna do a little work on our, put some concrete out there and do some different. But hopefully by January 1st, they'll basically have it done.
Great.
And Ralph's worked on the generator price, because we could put a generator in that town hall. So I got 2 prices here, generators. Want to open them up, or? The first one is,
They're both in there, Dave.
what's that?
They're both in the same one.
Okay, this one here, Ralph, or this one?
It's a generator on it.
Generator, okay, I see the other one now.
Did you get them glasses out?
Yeah.
Leftovers.
Okay, we'll pass these around. One is, I believe, J.R. Workman for 24,948, correct? The other one is J.M. Carson for 23,950. So they're really close, very close. There was a pretty well apples to apples.
We get Workman's Answer generator, right? It's a generator, yep, there.
Yeah, they both interact. They're pretty much doing the same work.
They're both local guys. Perfect.
Is it apples to apples?
I just got a cheap.
And it's big enough to carry anything we want to do.
What's that?
It's big enough to carry the whole thing.
Take care of the whole building.
Yeah.
Everything.
Let's see. Looking at the detail on this, I like this detail, but I would go a little bit more. I think there's some detail on the Workman bid versus the Carson bid that's a little bit more important to me. When I see line items and things that are included, and I don't see those same things included on the other one, to go with more data and less. That makes sense. Otherwise, we're assuming that the other's gonna do that, and that's not good. It's not been good for us.
When you requested quotes, did you issue any specifications
Right.
of the bid package?
Not in writing.
also the opinion, if someone's gonna put a bid in, they're gonna put the best foot forward.
Well, you have certain flexibility. The general rule is you can accept bids that are responsive and responsible. And responsive bids, if you have specifications must be met to the letter. I mean, if you say submit it on pink paper and somebody gives it on white, that's not responsive. That's a silly example, but, also, the strictures on public bidding at lower levels are less.
We decided we're gonna do this, right? My recommendation or my motion is to go with the Workman bid,
As being more detailed.
being more detailed, more concise. Roll call.
There's differences.
Is it that much?
It's right at
Almost
$1,000.
exactly.
It's almost right at.
Almost, it's $2
Yeah,
shy of
different.
being exactly $1,000.
What do you think, Bill?
I think either one of them probably be fine, but our clerk says he wants detail more.
They're both right here in Taney.
Mhm.
Both those guys.
That's my motion.
Any other discussion here?
We'll need a second.
I'm gonna abstain because I used to work for Workman's. There's some minor.
Just because you work for him doesn't mean it's a conflict.
I know, but
Just
I don't know how
make that clear to the public.
I don't know how people talk.
Thursday,
I do like a more detailed bid. Just there's not as many, there's not so much gray area for somebody to go, well, I didn't say that, or, you know. I like the lower cost, but I do like the more details.
Yeah, the one bid is like lacking a little bit of information, but I mean, I don't know. Enough about it to.
I guess I don't have a strong feeling one way or the other. Sorry, I know that's not helpful, but I do like to save money when we can, but I also don't want to,
I'm cheap.
I don't want to take something and then, I mean, we kind of ran into that with the roof or the windows on the old Craney building. It didn't specify in black and white, and when we questioned it, they said, oh, it wasn't it, you know, so I'm a little gun shy to go that way at this
That's
point.
why I like the more detailed bid. You're not asking questions. I mean, that should have been answered to begin with. It's there. And that peace of mind to me is $1,000 over how long the life of that thing's gonna be.
Mr. Tracy's motion is made to accept the Workman bid as being the most responsive bid.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
I put four. That's you guys.
Sign that one.
Oh,
To decide if and how much we're gonna do employee performance award for the guys. Because we've only got like one more meeting before the end of the year, so I kinda need to,
Okay, but we can use that anytime, though, can't we? I think we need,
we usually,
I
well,
think we need to find what the insurance is gonna do.
we usually give it before the holidays. the last couple of years.
Okay, I
Yeah.
know what you're talking about.
Not a raise,
Okay.
the,
It's like a bonus.
yeah, but we can't call it that,
That's right.
the performance
Performance.
award.
Performance awards.
Yeah, it's been the last couple of years before the holidays,
What's
so.
it been?
Since I've been here, we've done 500, 750, and 1,000, so I've seen it all. And it's, since I've been with Donnie, it was all the same. Everybody got the same, like, the police didn't get different from the guys in the back, everybody was the same. I don't know if you guys wanna vote it differently,
Better than cookie.
yeah.
Got some good employees, so.
I say we go with the, let's stick with 1,000.
I'll second that.
And I'll take that out of Christina, I'll give
We
you.
put Jamie in there too.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Okay, so Larry,
Yeah.
And then Ralph.
Motion.
okay.
Ralph, seconded it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Got another quote here, Ralph, what's this?
That's for, and I asked, that's a tree over at Elaine's mom's house. I looked at it, and it was wrong, and we paid everybody's in the past. It was only $1,000, they took the tree down, the stump and everything for $1,000. And it's what's highlighted, she had some other work done.
Mr. Johnson Street.
With Duke Energy.
I haven't talked to him at all, but my problem is I don't think that tree's in Duke Energy.
What's that?
The tree or the channel. I'm afraid it's Frontier. They're supposed to go look at it.
Let's go to Elaine.
Morgan.
Oh, this is the complete bid that we're on.
The
Yeah.
highlighted.
We're doing all that, okay.
Take me a copy of that, would you?
Yes.
Putting that much in. We've done it elsewhere.
So that was higher than that, wasn't it?
It's $1,000 for the tree down. We had some other work done.
Oh, that's what that is. It's other
That's the
work.
entire-
I looked at what it was and it's isolated out.
It's highlighted.
Yeah, highlighted out. Good, on the house,
Almost on the road.
on the road, oh, shoot, that's us there.
What's the purpose for that tree removal?
It's rotten. I'll make a motion to pay.
I'll second.
Any other discussion?
That's present.
All in favor?
Aye.
You got your performance bonds, is that it for that?
Yes.
Police.
Do you want me to go over Nine Star first, or let me do that last?
Where we going?
We'll go ahead and go for Nine Star, you have those quotes in front of you. So I spoke with Nine Star on 11/5. I spoke with them in reference to the water towers, the water treatment plant, and finishing build out in the town under the original contract that we signed, I believe it was 2002, somewhere in there. So the build out to complete would be North Street from the current termination is at Water Tower Lane and North Street. So to complete the build out, we would go east on North, High, and back around. The other build out would be down here on Hanover Drive. To complete it, it was never completed either, so we have Washington Street that goes by, but no one in Hanover Drive has access to Nine Star. So that was another build out that I brought up with them. I did not receive quotes on those as of right now. I put a phone call in. I didn't get these quotes until about 4:30. So I guess by the time I replied that they're out of the office. But that was something that I put in there for those, citizens that live there to have the same as everyone else. The first thing that I have on there is the range line to Morrison Street. When we spoke about this, Nine Star was given some wrong information, advised that they would have to go into the railroad tracks. So when I met with them, I gave them the proper information that the town owns from the water tower all the way to the park in a continuous property line that we own. So they were, to say the least, definitely felt better about that we own that direct route for them. So the first one bid is, or I'm sorry, the quote is, and I guess as far as the quotes are the only ones that are available. You know, there's no other company that's going to do that in this area. So the build out would be $30,677.09 to run from Range Line to Morrison Street to terminate right next to the water treatment plant, right here on the east side of the park. That would be a line that would start right here at 500 and go straight through our property all the way down to Morrison. They would have to bore under the railroad tracks that's owned by Bungie, and they runs on the town property, so it would not have to be sleeved. They believe they can bore deep enough to avoid that issue of having to sleeve that line. The rest of it would be trenched in, which is what they've been doing here recently, is trenching versus boring, just to get it in faster. Once they made it to the water treatment plant, then they would hook up the water treatment plant, and then they would bore under Morrison to go to the park. Well, I guess I better finish out the range line to Morrison Street. There is a 30-month, if we were to agree to a 30-month contract, it would be $30,677.09. If we agreed to a 60-month contract, which essentially all we're saying is we're going to keep Nine Star for 5 years, which I guess the probability of anybody else coming into town is probably fairly slim, especially in 5 years. If we were to agree to a 60-month contract, we would be able to get that done for $26,117.69. So part of that money could also maybe, depending on how we would work that out, could be worked with Fountain Town Gas as part of that payment, because that's how they're going to get the line to Morrison to run to them. I don't know. I'm just saying that is something, an option that we could bring up with them. That would be
Give the residents their
so.
access or not.
So what I spoke with Nine Star, I asked about Fountain Town Gas's run. They have a different rep than our rep for this part of it. So they are currently working with Fountain Town Gas on what their complete run is. However, when they do that complete run, it would give splice off to Davis Drive and the residents on Morrison all the way to the railroad tracks. They'd be able to splice off of that and run lines. There is some lines they said in town that are 12 fiber, which means inside the cable there's 12 fiber, so that's all you can run to 12 houses. They said what they're doing now is 126. It's like 126 fibers in a cable. So that would allow them to hook up to that many more customers as they go.
So that could cover that.
They could possibly, once they board, or once they go south, they would be able to hook up additional people if that's what was chosen by them.
They can go back to the railroad tracks.
No, they'll stop at the railroad tracks.
So they can't go any further south.
They can, but then we have to get into the railroad commission, we have to get into boring on the
But
railroad.
those south of the railroad tracks
Are already connected.
already have.
Okay.
They're on their own service, yeah. So technically our town's split in half by the railroad for internet service other than the industrial part.
This covers water tower, the park.
So this would, so then they would hook up the water tower in the industrial park. We have no cost to hook up that, but we would have a service connection of $250 and a monthly fee. Part of that also on there you'll see is the monthly service fee of $150, which is the speeds, the upload and the download. The next one's $75. The reason we get the reduced cost of the install on the range line of Morrison Street is because they're spreading that out over that longer period. That's why the install comes in at a lower rate. We could, however, if the town wanted, we could pay that right up front and be done and over with it and not have to spread that out over payments, if we wanted to do that. Each property in town is going to have its own service drop, so if we have a technical issue or a service issue, then that individual property would be connected to that service call. So it wouldn't be a blanket bill that we would receive.
Water tower.
We would reduce, we could very easily reduce the speed to the water treatment plant to 75. They don't need the higher speed for what they're doing, but they would have to retool all the numbers if we were gonna spread that payment out over a longer period because there's less money involved. The next line is the range line road to the water tower industrial park. So we have no bill because they're gonna be going by it anyway. They would, run a line to the water tower building, connection to the service is $250, and then we're into the monthly charges, which is the same regardless. We would probably do the 75 there. The park, we would go from termination at the water treatment plant, and we would bore underneath Morristown and run to the concession stand, and then we would split the signal off like we already do, wireless for right now. There is no build fee for that. However, we would pay the connection fee of $250. We would need the park to be the 150 plan because of the cameras and the current infrastructure out there, so we would need to keep that at that speed.
Brad, help me out. Which one's 75?
So 75 is $99 a month.
No. Which?
Everything but the park would be 75 if we chose to do that.
Everything but the park.
Yeah.
Now, if we get other people to hook up, they can choose there.
Yeah, each line.
Each line can be whatever it is.
Yeah, so the thing with fiber is, instead of it being shared like DSL is what Frontier offers, everybody's sharing the same data on the same line. So as the houses go down the road, each one of them's taking a chunk out of that data as it goes. With fiber, there's one line that's run to your business or your house. So you're getting full stream data. There's no reduction in that data that comes into your house.
Okay, so we're mostly doing this for the water tower and the park for our benefit, and, for our benefit. Everybody else will pick up on this, because
Yeah, if we get out of
catch
the,
in.
How is this cheaper than Starlink?
So we would be at $1,000 for equipment, and then we would be at the monthly fee of $130 per month on Starlink. But then again, you're relying on weather, just like satellite TV. So if we had bad cloud cover, we had rains for multiple days or something like that, we could lose connection. I use Starlink down south on a property that doesn't have fiber, and I mean, it's up and your speeds run anywhere from dial-up speeds to 1 gig. You just never know depending on what the cloud cover is, where the satellites are, it just
we
varies.
can't do Starlink with the waste treatment plant.
Not with
the SCADA system.
Yeah, not if you want full reliability, you want to go fiber direct to the building. That's going to be your most reliable and your most constant. Water tower by the trailer park. So this is one of the questions that I ask is, if they completed the build out, would that reduce our cost? That's the other one that I didn't get a question for today. However, the quote that they gave would be from this termination point at Water Tower Lane and North Street directly to the water tower is what that cost is. So that one was $5,430.79. If we went with 36 months, if we would have went with a 60-month contract, it'd be $870.96. And then the same thing for the speeds. And then, of course, they could complete off of that.
What's the cost of going 60 months?
So we would drop it to, we'd go from $5,430 to $870.96.
You're kidding me.
Kind of surprised myself.
Make some good money off that.
Holy smokes.
You were talking about the contract, have you got a copy of
You
the?
never hear about going longer
Which
and
one?
saving that much
We'll
money.
sign it.
Keep that going.
That's the original 2002 one?
Here's where they're gonna hit you for the juice.
I don't want to match mine.
No, we're gonna tap a little for you.
They came in, that was back in 2002. I mean, I know they came in, they spoke with Donnie, they spoke with the board, and there was
Like I say, I don't remember ever signing a contract.
there was a build out agreed to, and I don't know where it's at.
It's 79.
We gotta do something because the Verizon is having call outs every day back here at that water tower.
They did tell me too that if we were to agree to that, say tonight, they could possibly have it in by the end of the year, if the weather holds. And it's probably, I believe, since we're connected to water sewer, I mean, I'm not a numbers person, but you could probably fall out under your utilities as a necessary
item that's needed under your utilities.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're benefiting your
We can
citizens
get that
also.
from,
How's water?
And wastewater, you could pull
right,
it
and
away.
wastewater.
And we maybe even, I don't know, in the future, we could maybe pull in some of the federal funds, maybe even for supplying local residents with internet, maybe eventually to recoup some of the costs. But that's a huge process, and I'm aware of it, and it's a major pain.
We can put that in the budget for next, can we tack that on to next year's budget? We can't do it this year.
If I take it from the
Oh.
utilities and stuff, we still have
We
money.
still got money for that.
We talk about
Remember, it's the bottom line.
35,000,
Roughly, somewhere in there, if we were to,
not counting the monthly.
yeah, not including your
Hookup
monthly,
fees.
and your hookups, so $250 per property, for your hookup fees, but that's one time. Your build-out fee is one time, and then each month
You
you
may
have
get,
your,
you may get some of that back from nines, I mean, from pound gas too.
and by dropping everybody but the park to the $99, we're almost getting 2 for 1 on the connection
Right.
speeds per month.
But we need it at the water plant as soon as we can get it.
Oh, we've got it.
Yeah.
Close to okay.
Have we had some problems with buggy on water, or communication between water tanks or something? They dropped water supply out last weekend, and the town said, oh, we got it back. And you're like,
We had a diverter valve.
Diverter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's fixed for $1.50?
It was $1.29.
Yeah.
What?
4 hours of work out there at $1.29.
Labor's right fixing it, costs more than part of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to go ahead with this.
I'm gonna have to second it, because,
Can't spend that kind of money,
but we gotta stay current, we gotta protect, well, we gotta protect our biggest asset, our water department.
So I know they're gonna ask, do we want to have 9-Star supply the routers at each location, or do we want to supply our own? About $100 a building for us to do it. We do it 9-Star, it's added into the bill. About 100, the same, give or take.
I don't care for the routers.
Huh?
I don't care for 9-star routers.
They're not the best quality, I
No.
would say that.
You can probably get us better ones from,
Yeah, I think it,
let's
have them all be the same.
have them all be the same,
Let's have them raise William too,
yeah, have them sitting there.
Yep.
I seconded the motion.
I won't ask that too much.
Okay.
Motion. We'll make sure that their property owners are available for 9-star too.
Say it again.
And all the property owners,
Residents,
Oh.
not just businesses, but residents too.
They're available to.
right?
Yeah, that was part of the discussion too, make sure we got the larger fiber put in to make sure there'd be more than enough. We wouldn't end up negative or
Okay.
not enough infrastructure.
Same motion, same second with property owners.
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
So the only,
I live out there, so how, if I vote for that, it's not, I would be
You did
one
not-
affected
okay,
by it.
excellent question. This is not independently, economically favoring you. You are simply approving a broad,
I'm more concerned at this moment, the water treatment plant,
Right.
because we gotta keep that going. But
you're good to vote.
disclaimer, I do live on that road and I would love to have. We don't, but yes, I'm in favor of it.
There's no problem. Let's do it.
All in favor?
Aye.
right, as far as, like I said, they said as far as they knew, that by the beginning of the year, they would have fiber in the ground, or
You get these signed, Dave.
we would be good, so.
I wrote them on.
That one,
You got one?
I got one here.
Yours.
Clean it here.
I can't read it.
Show me the sign
Get
yet.
them breeders on.
So, is there one place to sign it, Brad?
Oh, are we wanting to pay upfront, or we wanting to do the monthly? We just want to pay the bill upfront?
Right, we're doing the 60-month to get the,
I would
Right.
think, yeah.
I just gonna pay it up front.
yeah, but doing the 60-month rate.
So which page do I sign?
They're all three.
All three.
If you're gonna do it all, there's customer signature on
For
each
each one.
There should be 4.
4.
Each quote is for an
Sorry.
individual build out, so.
Do we need the 60-month quote before he signs it, or?
That one, those are 60 month, I thought.
No,
Oh, no,
this one
those are
these are the 30 months,
She can resend me one, or we can just go along with
whichever.
that. With the
we need
approval,
to
and then
do.
she can send me the new updated,
Because it's a significant amount of money
yeah, quite a bit.
Huge.
to go to the 60-month
Yeah.
commitment.
And then the speed also, yeah, I think.
And adjusting the
I
speed
think
on
the
the
speed will
ones
be more than comfortable with that. so.
that.
Okay.
All right, staying, I guess, on utilities, abandoned wires. Apparently, when what I did is, I made a Facebook post about, because one of the news stations made a post about abandoned wires around the state of Indiana. So I not only reposted it, but I also tagged the cable company that's involved with it out here. And apparently it made it all the way to the State House. When I did that. So, yeah, I got a phone call from the Comcast Government Affairs guy, and he very quickly wanted to advise me that they do not have any lines in our town. I said, well, that's amazing, because the way I knew that Comcast was here is because there was a Comcast truck here, and they were working on the lines. He hasn't called me back since I said that. So they've been notified, they are aware that we have an issue, that we have abandoned wires all over town, that they're causing issues pulling out of Water Tower Lane, that they're hanging on in alleys, they're aware that.
People are actually cutting them and.
Yeah, they have been,
What about the cable lines with the green boxes that are, they're the
that's
same thing?
all, yeah, that's all Comcast.
It is.
Because the silver wire that hangs down, that is the main feed line, and then each one of those green boxes is the separators that comes off
So if those happen to vanish from your property, it's,
that.
I took that green box out.
I think I ran over my mom.
I ran over mine about 4 times and beat the hell out of it to straighten it up. I'm like, I'm not over it. I got 2 of them in my yard. Oh, I meant 1. I think 3.
You know, I either took it out or somebody stole it off it.
There's a possibility. So they have been advised, they are aware, I haven't heard back, I called him, did a follow-up voicemail, left it with him, no calls. So when I called him the first time, he answered his phone at home and was like, right, Johnny on the spot. Now, when I called him.
After that, it's
to do
tail
follow-up,
like never heard of
yeah,
them.
I haven't gotten the additional.
Unreal.
So maybe we'll get there someday. New body cams, so we get these free every 3 years as part of a contract with Motorola, what used to be WatchGuard, now Motorola. So we will be receiving 3 brand new body cams. However, we do not get extra batteries with them due to the amount of time. They claim they work longer, but they don't. So we need 1 additional battery per body cam. They're $100 a piece, so $300.
Yeah.
The old server that ran the former body cams that we had is no longer needed. We're almost at the end of life on that. We just paid a lot of money to use it for 1 year, and yeah. So what I've done is I've turned it off. It's there. All the data is preserved. Everything's double backed up. But I went ahead and turned it off because there's no reason for it to be just running for no reason. But I think at the end of the year, or just after the first of the year, that's the end of the 3 years for any felony that someone could request. So it's still there, even if they do. It doesn't went anywhere. I spoke with Flock Cameras this week, did a follow-up with them. The cameras, the license plate readers that we have around town, they asked if we're satisfied. I said we've had really good luck. We've been able to work some crimes with them. They've been pretty helpful. I did find some interesting information. You know, we'd been told before we had about 500 trucks a day come through town. I was actually able to pull the numbers off of those cameras. We're at, as of January 1 to November 7th, 1,393,163 license plates been read in town of Morristown for 4 locations. And that comes out to about 101,459 cameras in a month, or hits in a month.
Now, that could be a repeat though.
Could be.
Okay.
So, but yeah.
How many of them come through 2-3 times a day?
Yep. So we're looking at still
A lot.
a lot of cars coming through Morristown every single day. It's a whole lot more than what I thought. I was really surprised. So it's about 3,400 cars a day, even on a repeat. So it's just so we have a general idea when we start talking to the state about things.
We're about 20 minutes stoplight.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, no. It's been talked about supposedly. Yeah. I did talk with them, they do have a new product coming out, which is pole-mounted cameras that zoom and tilt, and they're solar powered, and it can work off a network. So what they were kind of interested about was they had heard about our park and wanting to add additional perimeter cameras to the park, and it's an option. They're a little bit less than the license plate cameras, but they all run off the same network. So if we were to have something occur in there, the license plates be on there, we could pull up movement, things like that. And they'd be independent, and they would run regardless of power outages and things like that. We already have the poles there, we've already got the power there. So I'm gonna speak with them next week.
And they'll move?
Yeah. Yep, so that's kind of, yeah, well, they're gonna be at the top of the pole, so yeah, the power 10, we always have that. They do have a deal going on right now too, where they can add a motion camera to a pre-existing flock camera. Right now they have them on sale, they're $500. I don't think they're needed. The only idea that I came up with though is it may be something to look at for 500 East facing towards the railroad tracks, so we would know when traffic's backing up. When it starts backing up on 52, that might be something that we want to look at. I spoke with the state of Indiana again, NDOT. I brought up the same issue. They told me that the traffic backup is the town of Morristown, CSX, and Bunge's problem, not theirs. I said, well, it is your problem because they back up onto 52 and now they're sitting on 52. That is now the state of Indiana's problem, not ours. And I was informed, well, you need to speak with those entities, not with us. I asked again about a sign that said alternate route 1 mile ahead. I was told, well, you can apply for it, but.
We're about to help.
So.
Yeah.
And I have brought up some other we've had some other incidents in town as far as blocked vision. The repeat that I get is we don't have enough fatality accidents to justify opening our intersections up or adding additional signage or anything like that.
I know, that's what we're
It's a carnage answer. How much carnage do you have?
Yep. Let's see here, the light bar and the rear lights on the 2021 Tahoe, the light bar lens is cracking on the edges where the seams meet the edges. And the rear lights that are red and blue and flash in the tail lights, the manufacturer of those is, I guess, essentially disappeared. They've had tons of faults with them, and they've had to replace all of them. So I contacted Waymeyer, because that's who built that, and they can do the light bar cover and the rear lights for $620 to replace them.
Is that on all other vehicles or just one?
Just one, just the 2021 Tahoe. It was, the original quote he gave me was $3,000. But they were going to put the rear lights in as a warranty issue.
We need them replaced, because otherwise you'll get water in there and it'll go out on us. Fix it.
Okay. Our rifle plates and helmets have expired. The current ones we have were purchased in 2011. They're purchased on a group buy through Decatur County Sheriff's Department. The current helmet that I have is I bought in 2000, 2001, somewhere in there. So I started looking at the different armor packages, helmet packages. One of the things that they're currently doing is they are starting to outfit ambulances with armor and helmets. So kind of the new move of this now is if you have an active shooter, especially in small rural areas, that your fire department's going to be there way before additional units are coming in. So if you have secured into a building, that the fire department would then come in and start evacuating injured and things like that into what would be considered a hot or a warm zone. So they would use most of the fire departments are wearing some type of ballistic helmet, some type of body armor for when they do that type of evacuation. The company that we buy uniforms through, which is Nelson's, they actually have a fire department regulation vest. It's universal, so anybody can put it on. They just pull it on, pull the Velcro tight, and strap it down. There's two options. There's one that looks kind of like our body armor, and there's another one that actually looks like a turnout coat. So it looks just like a fireman's coat. When they put it on, it's got the reflective band. It says fire department on it. It's tan. It looks just like their fire gear. but it has the soft body armor for handguns and shotguns, and then we would add the rifle plates into it for the rifle protection. So that was gonna be $2,448 per set. We believe that there'd be, typically what they do is they put 2 sets on the ambulance because you run into a paramedic and a driver, or an EMT and a driver. Some agencies have put it on the fire engine also, whatever the primary engine is, they put additional 2 sets on it. More than likely around here, your ambulance would be there way before, you know, you'd have enough guys to bring an engine to show up. So again,
You could be shooting a fire on
oh yeah, oh yeah.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
Well, there was what fireman killed beginning of this year. Now they pulled up on a scene and the guy opened up on him.
And it was, I think it was an impulse alarm. It wasn't
Yeah.
a real call. He'd made the call,
Oh,
intentionally
bad.
got them there,
Yes.
and then it fire on them and killed the
Third
fire.
world, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know we talked about that with firemen at our meeting. They recommended, which I may disagree with them now, they want to use your old ones on the ambulance.
Well, here's the problem, the old ones are not covered then, they're not fully reliable. So you can say you want to use expired armor,
And I
but
don't know, I just know Brandon was talking about this because he's chief over. He said there's some of them departments that's got 15-year-old stuff that they're using.
That's not good, that's
It's not,
not,
yeah.
and that's a liability issue.
yeah, the body heat, the perspiration breaks down that material and breaks down the fibers within the vest. Depending on what the vest company is, depending on what it's made out of, those fibers can actually separate over time, especially at the bottom layer where you bend over all the time. So it makes them essentially non-useful. And then the plates, what I can say about the plates is that the older plates mainly are made out of ceramic, so at any time they're ever dropped, then they can start structural fractures in them, and then once that fractures, the ballistic development of the plate goes away.
I want to keep
We
it
want to
safe.
be safe, yes.
Isn't it awful? Who would have ever thought we would be talking about body armor for firefighters and EMTs?
What are we talking cost on everything, Brad, on those?
So it was $2,448 per set, so that would be the carrier, the plates for rifles, and what we decided on was either we're gonna do, if we were to do this, was like a medium helmet, a large helmet, or 2 medium, 2 large, but they would come in and size everybody to get a general size. The used to a helmet had to be fitted exactly to the individual, now they've got a bolo system in it, which you turn a dial in the back and it shrinks down, so.
How's the firemen's stuff do? Is it the same way?
So, yes, yep,
Because you said they'd fit in about anybody?
yep.
Okay.
Yeah, the armor is essentially universal, so anybody can wear it, even over their turnout gear.
So the firemen would
the
need
helmet
4
would be-
sets, right?
If we did 2 on the engine and 2 on the ambulance, or if we just want to do 2 on the ambulance.
So you're saying 6 though, just 2 for the police too?
So the ones for us, we would just need the plates to replace our expired plates. They'd just be the plates. We already have the carriers to put them in, so we don't need
Need
to.
this.
We need the actual plate, the armor plate. Just the
And
right-
how much
Oh,
is,
that's it?
how much is here?
And then the helmets.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the new helmets,
Okay, that's
we have a little bit different requirement for our helmets because of what we do. Also, if we are doing using the program where we have the indicator where we go find children at, we have to wear headphones to help track them. So with these helmets, we've got a night vision on, and, and the headphones, they have the cutouts for that.
So we're talking a little over $13,000 for everything.
For police and fire.
You said that's 4 sets for the fire department and the helmets and plates for the police department.
That's everything.
Yeah, if we went over 10,000, we can get a slight reduction in the amount of the cost. But you kind of start outweighing do we spend enough to get to 10,000 or do we?
Sounds like we're already there though.
Yeah.
So if we do, yeah, if we were 10, so there would be a reduction in the cost on those, slight reduction.
In the name of safety, do it. I'll second it.
All in favor?
Uh,
I got a question on that too, Greg.
Yep.
you know, we got the school down here, we got different plants around here, different things happen. Do you guys training with the fire department as a combined unit for a problem? You see what I'm trying to say?
So we have in the past. The issue we run into is with a volunteer department, getting everybody in the
Who
same
shows up?
date and time is pretty hard. We can do that with the full-time fire departments. We can do some of those responses. It is done, but usually it's an every couple year thing. As police officers, we do active shooter training every year.
Right.
But yeah, with the integration with fire departments, it's pretty rare just because nothing ever matches up.
What I'm getting at is, can you train, if we qualified trainer?
I don't have that training now, but we do have some trainers in the county now.
Okay.
But if you had an active shooter, it could be the plan, it could be at school. It's almost like they need some kind of training too, when they pull up, what they're gonna do.
Yep.
We have a program through our internal alchemy that goes through every year, talks about active shooters.
I mean, it's just something
Get the hell away.
I was thinking about.
Yeah, try
So,
hiding 13
I-
special needs kids
Yeah.
when you do an active shooter drill. It's fun.
We
Yeah.
we have an active shooter program at work that we go
We'll
through.
have two full-time
Yeah.
firemen, as of January 1st, so they can be trained and pass it on down.
Yeah, and it has been talked about the county added in. We've been talking about bringing dispatchers in so we could have, you know, the full thing with radio traffic and everything. It's just something that.
They say that's something we ought to be ready,
Yep.
or what we can be.
You never know,
Unfortunately.
We're never ready.
Yeah.
bunch of crazy people out there.
Yeah.
Preparation can help a bunch.
True. Okay.
Next thing, online training. This is something we've been paying for years. Police One Academy. It's 2 users, $210.02. It renews on January 1. It's not the greatest training in the world, but it's something we can do at any time. We can just sit down and do it. We don't have to schedule it. We don't have to do anything like that. So.
Do you use it?
Yeah, we do use it. There's specific training on there that's already approved by the academy, and we just choose those and do them, so we're not wasting our time. We're not taking,
When you get your credits?
yeah, we're not taking classes that don't give us any credits, so.
That's good.
Let's see, the refrigerator came up at the last meeting, so I know there's some comments about using a college fridge. The issue is a raid kit is 12 inches by 12 inches by 4 inches, and we have to keep those for life. So, yes, for life, unless the victim gives us a release that says we're allowed to destroy that kit. So there's a very good possibility that we get one of these and it has to sit around for years, 20, 30 years. So the issue with a small fridge is it's just, you're gonna run out of space. It may not be this year, may not be next year, but in 5 years, we would be out of space. And so, that number that I gave, that the $800 was like the high end, absolute, couldn't find anything else. But those were all just regular refrigerator, freezer. There was nothing special about them. I did another search. It's still at 500 to 600 Home Depot, 500 to 700 Lowe's, and Bishop's and Shelbyville was 570 to 700. And then we're gonna have to buy some type of locking mechanism because it has to be secured. Right now, currently, the kit that we have is being stored in the refrigerator in the town
With the Lane's
hall.
lunch.
That people are opening and closing, so there is zero chain of custody that's been on
And
that kit.
that's probably a no-no, having,
100%, yes, that is something
Get
that should
those
not
out
have.
with the right fit.
Something should not be in there.
And where was that kit?
do you have to also have like a temperature control log, like where you can log every day what the temperature is and you can prove that it hasn't been?
Never went down. Of course, if we do get the generator, then that would help with that. But yes, I mean, you have to have a chain of custody, who's been in there, who's touched it, who's removed it, who put it in there. If not, then that whole kit, evidence gets thrown away. It cannot be used in court.
Yeah.
So.
All right, get a refrigerator.
Now they got Jack the Ripper DNA from.
Yep.
Get a fridge. What, you wanna put a lid on it?
There were some cable locks I found on Amazon. There's a high adhesive double stick cable with a lock, or there's the numbered coded locks. Or
It's chain.
I tried to find some with an actual built-in lock, and everything I could find was like cafeteria style refrigerator. So
There's a,
I
and I'm
don't know
sure
about
they're
the limit,
super
fire out or
expensive.
something, they'll have to
There's
operate.
a Helmer, if you look up Helmer, Helmer, they have locks on them, they are temperature controlled. I'm sure they're expensive because they're like laboratory grade or,
No shit.
that's
I
what we have
thought
our,
about checking with
what we
Bishop.
have our vaccines in.
Yeah, so I thought about checking with Bishop, see if they had anything, maybe in, you know,
Scratching it.
some side order or something that, you know, they have some other route.
Oh,
that
they got a bunch of them there, what's that place there in Shelbyville, they got all kinds of scratching things. Huh? That's it,
Oh, yeah,
give me these,
yep,
I
Some
might
of
have a
these-
contact for you.
okay, that'd be great.
it's fine.
Other than that, I believe that's everything that I can think of right now. Anything else? Oh, yes, I did have one thing. Josh's raise. I know there's some questions that were brought up about that. Whenever he was hired, we agreed that he would stay on the progressive scale with the county and that he would move on with that. The question was brought up that how does that work because he wasn't here a full year, but everybody, if we do get raises, they come in January 1. So I wanted to make sure that he was gonna get that and it was gonna come into effect, how we wanted to do
What
that.
month did he start?
April?
I think we figured on that, didn't we?
I'm just gonna put it, I personally was just gonna put it in the salary ordinance unless I was told different.
Him and Jamie both have to have that.
Yes, and I'm gonna do the salary ordinance for the next meeting. So to me, it's just gonna be when we start our next, unless somebody tells me different.
I'm okay with it.
I think
I thought it was part-time.
we already agreed to it.
Yes, I planned to ask the beginning of the year,
Makes good money for part-time.
unless somebody told me otherwise.
Okay,
It's easier for me to keep track of.
good,
Yep. All right.
thanks, sir.
Thanks, Brad.
Okay. Wastewater, wells done, they got to do the hookup on it now. Fix it after, it's ordered, they're gonna, it'll take a week or so to get it, so,
They drove a 16-inch well instead of a 12.
Good.
16 inch?
What was it, 84 feet?
yep. And water's already tested, come good, everything's
Got a 10-inch
Captive.
screen in the bottom of it. What was wrong with the old one? It went from 12 to 8 to 6.
Well, this one down here,
16 all the way down.
so that helps our GPM.
Oh, yeah.
We're running pretty good right now, we fixed that converter valve and we're actually running better than we have in years.
So we need to get it done, is we need to get a disconnect on that, so
Yes.
for the lift station, for the sewage or the farm,
That's it.
when we can.
Okay.
Wastewater, we got bearing out, it's getting fixed, so just one of the bearings. Other than that, everything's pretty good, so we got trucks, sewer jet straightened out.
You get all that, screen?
What's that?
You get all that stuff hauled over to,
We got some,
No, we haven't hauled anything yet.
I've got scratch money in my,
Well,
That I
yeah, they
received.
have hauled some.
not a
haven't
ton,
they?
but they
No,
have
won't we
good.
need to haul yet, we got a bunch more to haul.
got a bunch more. We're in the process.
Yeah. We got a bunch of stuff to throw away, just junk.
Good. We needed to.
So other than that, that's it. Now we get fired.
Fire, we, did meet with the guys, Ralph and I did, and a couple of things, they're struggling to get weekend help. So Ralph and I discussed possibly maybe giving a little more money just for the guys that wanna work weekends, to give them in to help cover the weekend shifts. It's just something we kind of thought maybe that would help bring
Pay a
guys
little bit
in,
more.
because right now, they're not signing up, and so we don't have weekend help. That was something that they, we did discuss the vote proof vest. We have discussed in the past the online training that they came up with is about $80 per person, and there's about 15 firefighter guys, so we did, okay that to move on to get their training. Charlie Thompson, he's a volunteer fireman, he's gonna be reimbursed Morgan for fire 1 and 2 for $1,200.
an EMT for $950. Stevens, Brandon, and Jamie were all at the meeting, and within the next 3 weeks, we should be having interviews for the second shift position, and we should be ready to start January 2026.
They had 9 applications, and 3 of them were had the qualifications. The fireman, 1 or 2 were the EMT, and we had an application from New Jersey, believe it or not.
New Jersey?
New Jersey.
And they knew it was Morristown, Indiana, not Morristown, New Jersey. Okay.
You talk a little different.
We used to, back years ago when Kent Cherry and I were like secretary and treasurer, we were getting money from somebody that lived in New Jersey, and she wanted it to go to Morristown, New Jersey's fire department. But her company messed up and kept sending it to us, so every year we'd call her and say, hey, we get you guys, just enjoy it, use it wisely, I'll tell my employer, and she let us keep it for a couple of years.
She's
so.
still around.
I don't know. I don't know.
Another thing on the fire, I asked Brad, I don't know if he's done anything on it yet. The other day, the fire marshal come to the building, he couldn't get in, but there was people here because the doors were locked. They were gonna get ring doorbells, and I think Brad's gonna hook it up
Yes, sir.
to the computer.
Yeah. Need that.
I think he had to go and get a lane to get him in.
And we
Yeah,
put
we
times
discussed the
differently.
south door needs
towards-
replaced,
That needs
the
fixed.
south door needs replaced.
Got a big hole in it.
We're getting a new logo for the fire department. We're gonna have, Jamie's gonna get a Class A uniform.
We got a meeting Sunday.
Yeah, I have a new Sunday, so that's where we're at.
Okay. Parkers, we can find some trees. Out for the,
They're coming out, yeah. Heard about that. They get them, I don't know if they got them wrapped, the ones that were damaged, they got them wrapped in that.
I don't know.
Dave Parsons was checking on that.
He was supposed to be checking on it, doing stuff.
I just told him to do it.
Yeah.
He spent some money.
There's some of those trees that need pruning, because they've got all these little shoots coming all the way out of them, they need a good pruning.
Right. Don't have anything on revitalization.
Okay.
If we're gonna go miscellaneous, I have, a request. Got a guy I work with, he's real active with cleaners, and he's working on, and because of the shutdown, the Snapchat screwed up. He's trying to get turkeys for Thanksgiving. Bungie, is to put in sizable amount of money, around $2,000. He was wondering if we could, if the town would be interested in donating possibly $500 to Cleaners. What it would be is a check for $500 to Walmart show. And they'll pick up, I guess, a big,
I wish we get 1,000.
1,000 motion. Second,
Okay.
all in favor?
He needs it by the 19th.
That's fine. Where are you at tomorrow?
I'm around.
Okay, wanna meet me at?
I mean, tomorrow's Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Helping, Nate move, but I'll be in town.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll just meet tomorrow.
What time?
I can either meet you at 12 or I can meet you at 3:30.
Let's do, noon.
Okay.
Noon. Okay.
We cancel next meeting, day before Thanksgiving.
That's what we usually do.
Yes.
Then we do need to discuss December's meeting also. I think that comes.
But why don't we, just a thought, instead of having, because we'll have to cancel one in December, why don't we have it the 17th, which would be the 3rd Wednesday?
Okay. I'm all right with that. Just remind me of that.
Yeah, it's the 24th.
I can't make it.
I can make it, I might be lit.
Don't have fun.
I'll be here.
I'll be working.
Hold on.
So you got that, the 17th.
The 17th at 7, yeah, we'll have to post that as a
Okay.
meeting date.
Anything else?
It's the 10th and the 17th, is that right, December
10.
10? and December 17th.
No, we're just gonna do one,
Just the one,
So just December
just
7th.
December 17th.
so we'll cancel the one for the second week.
And yeah, have them for the third.
I thought we were gonna try and get two in, but that's fine.
Somebody's gotta adjourn us.
Move to adjourn.
Thank you, Larry.
Second. All in favor?
Be in session at